fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and even though it looks like it, I am not here today for a whip and chat. What I am here for today is to kind of give you guys a little glimpse into what my current diamond painting workspace slash filming space looks like. So as many of you know, I moved from the US to Canada. We moved into a new house, and we went from a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house to a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. So we have a lot less room, which means we've kind of had to put things where we can, including all of my diamond painting stuff, and that means I am currently in the sunroom. When we first moved here, I was upstairs in the kind of loft area, but while the acoustics were better up there, the lighting was terrible. So we decided to move everything downstairs. So what you're looking at right now is my adjustable height table, and I'll stick a picture of it over there. It is something that I bought because I was having a lot of problems with my knees. Prolonged sitting. I have, I guess, arthritis in my knees. I've never been given actual diagnosis of that, but I'm assuming that's what it is. Sitting for long periods of time, and especially if I cross my feet or anything, can really do a number on my knees. So I got an adjustable table so I could sit or stand, and I was using that when we lived in the States for my diamond painting table. However, it is big. I think the top is 60 by 30 or something like that inches. So it's too big to fit in our living room anywhere because our living room is much smaller and kind of an odd L shape. So there was really no place to put it in the living room, so we moved it into the sunroom. And this is currently what I'm using to film. So I've got my lights set up here in the corner, I've got my little film stand, and then I have another light over here on the left-hand side. So you can see this big kit, what is it, 26 by 37 inches, it says, fits on here nicely. I had room to put my whole J wall on here, and I can move it up and down, which is nice. So it just has this little control panel, and I can move it up and down, and I can set some memory spots and all that kind of stuff. So that's good. And I have a not very fancy desk chair that I use with this. Because I am in the sunroom, I'm cut off from the TV and really talking with anybody else in the living room, which I don't like. So what I have done is gotten a portable table. So we have this little folding table it's long and skinny. So it's not very wide this way, but it is pretty long. So I can fit the whole Sleepy Time kit on here, but it does lay over a little bit. Now, this is just a pool noodle and some painter's tape. Because this table has an edge like it does, we went and I got a pool noodle at like Walmart or someplace fairly cheap that had these little cutouts in it. I don't know what these cutouts are really for, but for me, they fit almost perfectly on the edge of the table. And then we just used painter's tape to kind of roll over and tape under to hold it on. And then this big long piece of tape right here to kind of hold everything in place so it doesn't move. And I will say it's been on here long enough, and you wouldn't think so to look at it, but like this piece right here has kind of scrunched up a little bit, and when I'm diamond painting I can feel that, so I think I need to retape that or cut it off so that I am not feeling it. But this lets it lay over the edge of the table. The canvas lays over the edge and I don't get that sharp crease from the edge. And honestly, with most of the canvases, mine are high quality enough that the crease doesn't last. Once I lay it flat, it kind of flattens itself out, especially with the drills on. But it just feels so much nicer to be able to have this whole thing. And that's actually one of the reasons those table rollers don't work for me. So I know a lot of you would start working at the bottom and then pull the kit towards you so that the part you've worked on would hang down over the edge. I don't like to do that. So I work as far as I can with it at the edge of the table. So I'm going to finish this row, and then once I finish this row, I will flip it around, and then I will start working from here towards myself so that I can be as close to what I'm diamond painting as possible so that I'm not having to lay over the table and whatever. I could roll it up, I just prefer not to. And after looking at the table rollers I bought, I don't think they would hold much anyway. I think it would just curl it away from me, but then it'd still be flapping near my legs. I also have a third desk in here that is currently kind of occupied with everything. So I have my laptop that I do a lot of editing on. Those are the drills that I am short on my heaven and earth that I kitted up. I've got another camera stand. I've got my rolling pin and another camera. I've got my postal scale, some more of my heaven and earth stuff, just some various things laying around. And then I've got my headphones that I use when I'm editing. I've got my Aquarius teacup kitted up here, which I don't think I'm going to get to. And then I've got my logbook laid out, and I've got a few things stored in drawers. And then I've got a couple of kits here. Down here, I've got the drawers that have all of my special fairy dust and AB drills and other things in them so that they are quickly accessible. And then I have my diamond painting cart. I have it up because Oscar was getting into this bottom shelf when it was on the floor, and you can see there those are some of my, we have a handle on this, tips that he was pulling out and chewing on. These are all my other drills for the heaven and earth. I've got washi tape. This holds all my pens. I've got cover sheets in this booklet here. You can see my Xyron, my Goo Gone. And then on this shelf, I've got other pens and other things. I've got extra putty. I've got my tape measure. I've got a box cutter. I've got my pretty placer. I've got my plastic 3D rulers, glue dots, extra four placers, my funnels, an extra tray, some scissors, just, all those various things that you need for diamond painting, but not all the time. So like I said, I'm in the sunroom, which cuts me off from everybody else. I've considered getting like a TV or something to hang on this wall so that I could watch it while I'm in here, but it's just as easy to either set up my laptop or my iPad and put in my headphones or my earbuds and listen that way. And then I've got my portable table here, which only lives in here when I'm not working on a kit. So if I'm actually working on something, it's typically out in the living room. We've got some bookcases and other things in here as well. And then there's that desk, and then my rolling cart that currently doesn't roll because it's up on the floor to keep it away from the dogs. So that's it, guys. Kind of a peek behind where I spend my time diamond painting. Mostly I spend my time in front of, like I said, the television while hubby's watching TV, whether it's football, Olympics, Formula One, we're watching a movie, something like that. Then I will be found in front of the television sitting with him so that we can be near each other while I'm diamond painting. Of course, he's usually snuggled up with the dogs, but that's okay. Sometimes Oscar will snuggle in behind me while I'm diamond painting so he can sit there too. So leave me a comment below and let me know, what do you think? After seeing everything, hopefully you understand why the table rollers don't work for me. Also, I checked every table I have, and basically without using a spacer, the screws that were included are not long enough for me to actually just clamp them to the edge of my table. I'd have to use something as a spacer like I did in the video. My dining room table doesn't work, this table doesn't work, my portable table doesn't work. Probably not the best purchase I've ever made. Anyway, leave me a comment below and let me know, what do you think of all of this? Do you have any suggestions for an easier way to diamond paint in a small space? I've actually seen people who have one of those arched lights. I'm curious about those. Are they better than just like a directional light? I just have an aught light that I use currently. So when I'm in the living room, I can shine that spotlight basically right on where I'm working. But I've seen the arched ones and I'm curious. So if you have one of those, let me know what you think of those. That's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching.